Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another episode of What's in the Bag, Jay. Now, this is the segment where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a review. Now, returning from last week, we have Gonjam Haunted Asylum. Be nice if that one gets picked someday. We have Zombie Fight Club, another one I've been eager to see. Wax, yet another one. A House is Not a Home. Bloodbath in the House of Knives. And making its debut this week is Doom Annihilation. Now, Doom Annihilation was recommended to me by Brad from Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. And when I was at one of my Walmarts, they had it for $5, so I just picked it up. Okay, let me give the bag a good tussle, and we'll see what we're going to watch this week. All right. Let's see what we got here. We have Wax. Nice. Been wanting to see this one too. So let me set this aside while I set all the other movies side by side, and pick up my trusty old Freddy vs. Jason die, and yeah, see what comes back next week. Now, remember, if I roll a Freddy vs. Jason, I do have to roll again, so yeah. Let's see. 4. Interesting. So now I'm going to pick 4 movies out of the bag to return next week. So that means you guys will vote for one. If you don't want the one to come back, then I guess I can bring in something else. Let's see. The first one to come back is A House is Not a Home. Next one to come back. Maybe I should have just drawn one out of there and... yeah. Doom Annihilation. And that would have been the one that's not coming back. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Zombie Fight Club. And the last one I'm picking... let's see. We have... Bloodbath in the House of Knives. So, basically, they're all going to come back because I know quite a few of you have been wanting me to review Gonjam Haunted Asylum. So, I'm just going to take it for granted that you guys are going to vote for it again. Yeah. So, if you want to see me review Gonjam Haunted Asylum, I've heard a lot of great things about this movie. Just vote below and let me know. Right now, I'm going to watch Wax and come back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Wax, and here are my thoughts. Wax is a 2014 film which runs approximately 88 minutes. If you look it up on IMDb, it says it runs 79 minutes. But they're wrong. I don't know that there is another cut. I don't think there is. Could be wrong, though. I doubt it. Now, this is written and directed by Victor Matalano. He was responsible for Stopover in Hell and Vampires, which I believe is the vampires that came from Artsploitation starring Debbie Rochon, which I haven't seen yet, but I definitely want to. Now, this stars Jimmy Shaw as Mike. He was in Tom of Finland and The Night Watchman. Jack Taylor is Dr. Knox. He was in Rest in Pieces, which just got a release from Vinegar Syndrome. Angel of Death, and Conan the Barbarian. He played the priest, the big priest guy, whatever. And this also has a performance from Paul Naschy, post death, I guess. He stars as the Automatron, and it's a voice archive of him. Now, Paul Naschy unfortunately passed away on November 30th, 2009, at the age of 75. He was in Howl of the Devil, Night of the Werewolf, and Rottweiler. I believe that was a Brian Usna film, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is a Spanish film, and the role of Dr. Knox was actually written for Jack Taylor, and he does play it very well. And all the gore effects are practical. Let me tell you a little bit about the synopsis here. You have Mike, who is basically part of this YouTube channel where they're live streaming from inside a wax museum that supposedly some haunted stuff happened there at one time or another. Now, he's instructed by a person on the phone to set up running cameras by certain displays in the wax museum and to keep a camera with him running at all times. Now, of course, one of the new additions to the wax museum is the Dr. Knox attraction. Now, Dr. Knox apparently was famous for killing people and basically torturing them and eating parts of their innards while they were still alive. That's more or less his gig. And apparently Dr. Knox is still alive, but he is being kept in a mental institution somewhere outside of the vicinity of where they are. Now, as I said, this wax museum is supposedly haunted because it's had bad things happen there. And this is a live stream going out to some kind of a YouTube channel or something like that for reality television. Mike has a personal story in this where he was in love with a woman and they had a kid and something happened to the woman and the kid, and you find out a little bit more as you go along in the story. But, of course, weird things start to happen in the wax museum, and there you have your story. I'm going to kind of leave it there because I probably already said too much. Now, what did I think of this movie? Now, this is a full moon movie, as you can see down here. A Wizard Full Moon Venture, same company. And I actually really enjoyed this. And I found something out about myself when I was watching this. I have a weakness for movies that are inside of wax museums. I mean, you have Waxworks, you have House of Wax, a Wax Mask, movies like that. I love all of those movies. I haven't watched Frankenstein's Hungry Dead yet, but I need to watch that. Even if the movie is not that great, I still like it because of the setting being in a wax museum. Now, that's not saying that this movie is not that great. I really did enjoy it. I don't think a lot of people are going to have the same opinion of it as I do. So I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time recommending this one. I thought that the villain was really cool. I thought that the guy, while kind of goofy, played his part well. The acting is not great, but it's not normal for Full Moon, if you get my drift. I mean, some movies are acted really well in Full Moon, some of them aren't. This is kind of mid-range. It's definitely not going to win an Oscar anytime soon. But if you are interested in movies set in a wax museum, I'd say give this one a shot. I really did enjoy it. And yeah, the only one that didn't make it was Haunted Asylum, and a lot of people have voted for that, so I'm assuming that'll come back next week. So, if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.